watching the best. Fox 10 News at 10:30.
It has been a chaotic and dangerous week on Valley roadways. Several incidents closing down major freeways for hours. Thousands and thousands of drivers left stranded as a result, and a number of innocent people also left injured after getting caught up in these situations. This was the scene on Tuesday. This was on the northbound Loop 101 and McDonald Drive, where DPS troopers used a pit maneuver to try and stop a truck they were pursuing. But the driver ended up going the wrong way, crashing into 4 vehicles and leaving 9 people hurt. And on Tuesday, another wild scene here. This was as DPS troopers and Glendale police tried to stop a Mercedes with a stolen license plate. But this all ended with a crash here at the intersection of 20th Street and Indian School Road in Phoenix. DPS tried to use a grappler to stop the car. That is the device you see here on the front of this DPS SUV. But the driver rammed another car before they could catch him. Tonight, we talked to the Valley man who invented the grappler about how this invention is helping keep officers and civilians safe during these wild pursuits. Police pursuits are unpredictable, dangerous, and in some cases, even deadly. They put not only the officers' lives in danger, but also innocent people who happen to get caught up in the chaos. Until recently, there was no safe way to bring them to an end. Officers would have to rely on using a pit maneuver to try to stop the vehicles they were after by forcing a vehicle to spin out and come to a stop, or lay down spike strips to deflate the tires. But even then, the suspects would often keep going on the rim only. But that changed 5 years ago with the invention of this, the Grappler Police Bumper, a device that uses a heavy-duty nylon net deployed from the front of a pursuing police vehicle that wraps around the rear tire of the suspect vehicle, bringing a pursuit to a controlled stop.
We're not putting them into a spin. We're not doing, deflating tires. We are just stopping their vehicle.
When Arizona DPS Sergeant Eric Andrews first saw the Grappler device demonstration several years ago, he admits he was skeptical.
I saw the YouTube video of it being used, and I went, no way that that's actually true. And the more I learned about it, and especially coming into the Highway Patrol Division and seeing it firsthand and going through the training myself, it's astonishing. It works as described. It's a great tool that we've added to our arsenal here.
Sergeant Andrews was hardly the only one intrigued by the 2016 YouTube demonstration video of the Grappler.
Within about a week, there were about 100 million different views on different platforms.
Grappler inventor and Peoria resident Leonard Stock was a roofer for 3 decades before coming up with the idea in a dream. When
I first thought of the idea, I thought, this could just flop and not go anywhere, or it could potentially be huge.
It's definitely not a flop. Stock says since this first successful grapple by Border Patrol back in 2018, there have been roughly 550 more by police agencies all over the country. Nearly 1,000 of the devices have been installed on law enforcement vehicles, with more orders coming in almost daily. His workforce of 15 people work nearly non-stop at this workshop in the West Valley, trying to keep up with the demand.
Yeah, every day we're trying to figure out how much more space we need, how many more people we need to hire, and it's just a constant update, like almost every day. Okay, these orders came in, how are we going to take care of that?
Stock says Arizona DPS is the biggest Grappler customer. More than 350 of them will be installed on their vehicles by the end of this year.
I think when it was more widely used, that's when people really saw the potential, and that's when officers started going and troopers started going, oh man, this is a game changer. This is a really cool device that works as advertised. I mean, this is something that you kind of think of like a Batman tool that you've seen on TV or in the cartoons when you were a kid, but actually seeing it deploy and seeing it work, it's a cool experience to see that happen.
Sergeant Andrews says most of the drivers who end up getting grappled have no idea what just happened.
That's the reaction of almost every single person that I've ever heard of that gets grappled. They go, oh my gosh, what just happened? And that's shocked that they don't know why they can't go forward. They just know that they're stopped and it's done at that point.
DPS says its success rate at using the grappler is nearly 80%. It's impossible to know how many lives may have been saved by using it, but Leonard says he's happy the idea that came to him in a dream is having such an impact.
With the amount of grapples that have happened out in the field, that maybe one of those did save a life.
And the Grappler has also been used to stop a driver who was having a medical episode and also a woman whose accelerator got stuck. Each one of them costs about $5,000 to install, but law enforcement agencies say that's a small price to pay if they can save even one life.